Yesterday, we used a strategy writers use, using a chart to come up with ideas to write a memoir. Today, we're going to do a similar thing by creating another chart. Today, our chart is going to have 3 columns. The first column is going to be comment. The second will be response. And the third chart will be emotion. And then what we'll want to do is think about what are some different things that have been said, conversations that we've overheard, and what were our feelings about them. So if I think about in my own life, one comment that I heard was when I was in 8th grade, Mr. White, my science teacher, caught my friend Maggie and I passing notes back and forth. And so he told us to stop doing it, and so we said okay. And then I went ahead and passed one more note back to Maggie. And so his comment to me was, "Alana, I'll see you after class." And then, and I'm sure what was a very sheepish response, I said, "Okay," kind of squeaked it back because my emotion was I was very embarrassed. When I was in 8th grade, I also, I played basketball, and there was a girl on my team named Jamie, and she was very, very good, but she was so good that she never wanted to pass the ball to anybody else because we weren't as good as she was. And I remember one day in the locker room, I was complaining to another girl, Dawn, and I was like, "Dawn, Jamie is such a ball hog." And who walks around the corner but Jamie? So my comment was, "She is such a ball hog." And then Dawn's response was she didn't really say anything. And Jamie's response was, "Are you talking about me?" And I remember my emotion was a little bit scared because she was kind of a scary person. And again, pretty embarrassed. I was also in band when I was in 8th grade, and I remember, I was first chair in percussion, and I remember my band director coming up just before we were going to go to festival, and he said that because I was first chair, got to choose what everybody would play at festival. So I remember being really proud about that. So I remember Mr. Danis, he said, "You can choose who plays what." And my response was, "Really? That's so cool." "We'll do great," or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but I'm sure it was something like that. And then my emotion was pretty proud. So what I have so far is I have a comment that was said to me in my response, a comment that I said and somebody responded to. Now I want to think, are there any times when I've overheard conversations that I've had things to say about? And I remember one time, my sister wasn't very popular when we were in school, and I remember there was this group of girls who was always really mean to her. And one time they called our house, like as a prank call, and my sister and I both picked up the phone at the same time. So I was overhearing what they were saying, and they said things to my sister like, "You know why you weren't invited, right? It's because you're a loser and you're not really cool, and oh, we don't like you." And so they were saying really mean, rude things to my sister, and I was kind of trapped on the phone overhearing it too. And my sister didn't really say anything back. It was kind of like, I don't know, in a way, kind of like she had given up. So it made me really sad. So I could put, I think the girl's name was Liz or something. And she was like, "You know why you weren't invited." And my sister, she didn't really say anything back. And I didn't really say anything either because I didn't really know what to say. And my emotion was sad. So as we see, I have a number of ideas here. I have some that were said to me, some that I said, and then a conversation that I've overheard. Now that I have a number of them, what I want to do next is I want to start writing out some of my stories. And I've already done that here, so I'll show you. I've got my list, and then I've got one story started here, a couple more started here, and then one more here. And so all in all, I have a number of story ideas, and then I've written around 3 pages beyond that of story starters. And that's what I'd like you to do today, is get some story ideas started, but then also begin writing the stories so that next week we'll have a lot of material to choose from. Thanks.